From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Okay, let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Yeah. I'm in my office, minding my own business. Next thing you know, Megan Stallion's on the phone. Well, you know, we talked about Megan Thee Stallion yesterday. Do you remember the makeup story about her makeup artist came for her because she said she does her own makeup and all he does is touch it up. And you know, I don't know what the truth is or not. Like, if you have a makeup artist and the makeup artist is supposed to do all the makeup, and then if you want to touch up, I was telling you yesterday, then you go in the bathroom, you know, you start taking it down a bit, filling it in more, whatever. You know how we do, girls. So, you know, those of us who know a little bit about makeup. It's like a collabo effort, but with the makeup artist leading the way. Anywho, he got on social media, I was telling you, and basically cursed out, without using curse words, his boss, Megan Thee Stallion. Like, no, you don't do your own makeup, blah, blah, blah. And he did it on social media. Like, that's supposed to be a private phone call, even if he's mad at her for what she said in the Vogue interview for Vogue.com. The whole thing's there. But he was supposed to call her privately, and they were supposed to have it out civilizedly. So when I was talking to her, I was like, look, girl, I still haven't even met her, but we've had a few different phone conversations over the past few months in New Life. Not my fault. Anyway, and so I said, did you fire the makeup artist? She said, of course. So I said to her, I said, have you found a new makeup artist? Are you in a rush? She said, no, I mean, you know, I do my own makeup. I was like, girl after my own heart. I like her. I like her. Anywho, so we exchanged telephone numbers with our bookers, her booker, my booker, our booker. She's coming to the show. It's just a matter of, you know, she's still, even though, I mean, summer is over, so there's no more hot girl summer, but she's definitely having a follow me fall, you know, and then into a winning winter. So, you know, so when she gets ready to come here, we're gonna have a good old time, just talking like two girls. Mm-hmm. Good. T.I.'s wife, Tiny, who we love, was told that she shouldn't marry for love. And she was told that, she was talking about it on a podcast about she and T.I. Take a look at this, listen very closely, and then we'll talk.
Like, why do you think people get married today?
Well, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, I would never forget that, you know, when I was about 16, 15 years old.
Okay.
Aunt Joyce, Candy's mama, told me, do not marry for love. Marry for, what'd she say?
Security?
Security.
Suzanne, wait, hold on now. Suzanne, do not marry for what?
Love.
Do not marry for love.
Love.
Here's the thing. I believe in marrying for love. I do. I'm sorry. I love love. I love to be in love. I love the idea of marriage for love. I don't like the idea of marriage for money. I know I always tell girls, go find a count. That's because I feel as though there's certain girls that you'd be better off just marrying for money. We all know women like that, whether we read about them in the papers or whether they're our actual friends. Me personally, I'm a sapsucker when it comes to love, as you know. That's all right, I'm climbing out of that pit. But, you know, love doesn't pay the bills. So to me, the biggest thing that Aunt Joyce or a mother or, you know, a family friend who's older should tell a 16-year-old girl is not don't marry for love, but make sure that you have your own career, your own money, you know, respect to all the stay-at-home housewives, but there are many of you who are staying at home, but you come from money. So you never really had to grind. And then there's some stay-at-home housewives, because I know them myself, who had a great career and decided, you know, I've saved up my money enough. I'm a stay-at-home housewife now. I'm gonna have the babies or whatnot. But to me, you know, as a woman talking to, you know, you young girls watching and my co-host today, I would say, don't get bitter on love. Don't let these broads bitter you out that love is not out there. Don't let them do that. You know? There are good men and there are bad men, but most of all you have in this world is yourself. So you save your money, you make sure you don't have more kids than you could take care of if by chance you get divorced and you're a single mom, you know? Like, get your own thing going on. And also, I would never get married again without a prenuptial agreement. And Susie Orman, and you know what? My friend Susie Orman, you know, the money lady, she said this for years, like years before I knew I was in peril. But she said, Wendy, every woman and man needs a prenuptial agreement, whether you're the garbage man, the maintenance man, or the chief of cardiology at St. Luke's. Everyone needs a prenuptial agreement. They're so unromantic, but you know what? They really do cut to the chase in a certain kind of way. And if you have your own career and your own money and your own get-out pass, then it's easier to love. There's not as much stress. And stop having so many kids because the kids always get left with the mom. Now you're stuck with 4 kids. I don't mean stuck. Kids are a blessing, most of the time. But kids are a blessing. But you know, okay, I think that Tiny and T.I., when they got married for love, though. I don't think that this was some sort of, you know, hood hookup. Now, what their marriage has turned into over the years, everybody's marriage turns into something different over the years, you know, and I think that they still have love for each other. It might not be that same schoolgirl in love that she was when she first met him, you know, and maybe there was infidelity on both parts the whole way, but in the name of major, I want to see them together. I like Tiny and T.I. Their show, Tiny and T.I., Friends and Family Hustle. It's one of my favorite cute shows on TV, and it's on TV, that's all. Oh. Megan Thee Stallion has some good old stories behind the scenes. We'll talk when she gets here. She's a wild one.
I love her.
You know, I was like, I want to ask you, why did we call you the Stallion?
Right.
Is that sex every hour? Like, you know, when you think, like, why do we call you the Stallion? And what all's going on? And who's her boyfriend and all that stuff? I said, Meg, when you come, I'm going to ask you all the usual stuff just so that you know. And you always have the right to say, Wendy, no comment. And that's the great thing about our show. Like, if you tell me no comment, all right, fine. But you know I'm a pusher, and I'm gonna push until you say stop. And I understand. So Kathy Griffin is blasted by a male newscaster during a live interview. No, she did the blasting to him. I'm sorry. His name is Sam. Sam is like, you know, 50 years in LA news. He's an entertainment reporter. Well, Kathy was on KTLA, a Sam station in Los Angeles, and she mentioned how hard it is being an older woman comedian. That's when things got kind of awkward. Take a look.
And by the way, I still do not have one single day of paid work ahead of me for the rest of my life. Now, you tell me that's not because I'm a 58-year-old female in comedy. Yeah, take that, guys who make the decisions. But this movie's doing really well. It's winning awards.
58-year-old comedians that are working out there.
Are you? Name 5 women.
I'm not into the comedy thing. Yeah.
What is this guy? What's with the new guy?
The new guy.
Look, the point is it's a male-dominated field, which I don't really want to hear your take on
We
that.
got guests here every day.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. But you should know your stats, though. Anyway, working in a male-dominated field is something where I deal with that sort of thing every day. So I spend most of my day trying to talk to older white guys and explain I just want to do what I do.
Well, I don't recall having that kind of conversation when she came here. We had a good old time. We talked about a lot of stuff. I like Kathy Griffin. And by the way, Mark Kriski, I believe is his name. That's that news reporter who was talking to her, the other one on the end. He's been there for 20 years, so she knows that he's been around. She was joking with him. But you know, Kathy does have a point. How many female comedians that you can name over 58 years old, which is how old Kathy is. But right off the top of my head, I was like, I can name more than 3. I came up with a few over 58. Luann. Lisa Lampanelli, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Ellen DeGeneres, Roseanne, Sandra Bernhard. Where are we going with this conversation? But I get what she means, because it seems like, and we talk about this all the time, and it doesn't matter what your profession is, it seems like people have had enough with us as women after we turn, it depends on if you look like a raisin at 40. Because if you don't moisturize, then 40 really becomes the new 60. I've seen a lot of rough 40-year-olds. Just saying. But we women just seem to have an expiration date, particularly depending on the career that you have. Like, I would pay to go see a Kathy Griffin stand-up. What I think Kathy is not reckoning in her own mind is, and Kathy, I told you this behind the scenes, and maybe in front of the scenes, you went too far with a bloody Trump head. You went too far with that. Like, we're still not allowed to burn the American flag, and there are plenty of Americans who don't even like the American flag. But that's illegal. Even like, you know, when you hang your flag outside of your car dealership that you own or outside of your home on 4th of July, the flag is not even supposed to be tattered. There's some sort of law about that as well. You're not supposed to have rips in your American flag. You can't take a real American flag and swap it around your body and use it as a Halloween costume. Those are things that are dyed in the wool, right, Norman? Didn't you grow up knowing that stuff? No.
No, but this is like a styrofoam head with ketchup.
She went too far.
Yeah.
It was a styrofoam head with ketchup, but he had on the Trump wig. So, like, we knew who it was.
Right.
And whether you like your president or you don't like your president, he's still the president, and it's still illegal, as far as I know.
Right.
But it's also been 2 years.
2 years.
And people have done worse.
Right.
I mean, people have done much worse. I say, Kathy should be forgiven, but she shouldn't be so defensive. And if I were her, I would keep politics out of my jokes. I would just tell jokes about crotches and, you know, and my mother and my friends and my dog, you know, or something like that. Like, I would just keep politics out of everything. And Kathy, you can do it. 2 years, though, is really soon to come back, because 2 years seems like a long time, but for what you did, and it keeps getting brought up. You know, I mean, Billy Bush made a comeback. You know, he made a good comeback. And no, he doesn't look like this. I don't know where you got this picture right here. I mean, that's not a bad looking Billy Bush right there. But do you watch Billy Bush on that show he does? Extra? Billy Bush has a whole body transplant. No, and I mean that, I don't know that he got plastic surgery, I'm joking. But I mean that in a good way. It's like his wife divorced him. You know what I mean? Everybody left him for dead on the side of the road, except for me. I was always cheering for him, saying he shouldn't have been in trouble for that. It was Trump who said everything, and Billy was just sitting there awkwardly laughing. You know, but now, 4 years later, 4 years is a nice amount of time, and he's back on that Extra, and I watch it every night. It's on the Fox.
It's a good show.
Yeah, I watch the Ernie Anastas, and then it swings into the Billy Bush.
All right.
It's a good old time, and he's really pleasant to look at, and he knows his gossip, and I forget all about the pee jokes with Trump in the back of the bus. You know what I mean? He's got Jennifer Lammers there, and they're talking the hot topics. I like it, but yeah, Kathy, keep going, girl. Just keep going. But you've got to take some blame for the things that have happened to you. I'm sorry, Kathy, but that's the way I feel. So, so here in New York, the Countess Luann de Lesseps, she got caught trying to mislead her fans. Quite frankly, I don't think she was misleading them. I applaud the Countess. There's a poster about, you know, she's doing this cabaret show. She goes all around the country and she sings those cabaret shows, you know, in low-cut things with no back and no bra. And there she is, leaning on the table and shimmy. Oh. What the eggs and anchovies is going on? I'm sorry. Throat transplant in aisle 3, please. Anyway, so she's shimmying and shaking and singing those songs. And you know, she's got that deep, throaty voice. I haven't seen the show, but I can imagine it being really sexy and really tongue-in-cheek. The poster, here it is, for the Countess Cabaret show, I love the word cabaret, has the New York Times quoting her, or quoted as saying, her show is inspiring. Well, if you actually do your research and look at the actual New York Times story about the show, they say, tickets to her show quickly sold out, inspiring Miss de Lesseps to add a second date. As far as I'm concerned, you know, she's correct. The show is inspiring. That's a word that was used in the quote. So she puts on her white gloves and her sexy gown and she goes out there and she's inspiring. I don't find anything wrong with it. People in my Hot Topics morning meeting were saying she's being deceptive. You know, she's lying to the people who want to buy her show and whatnot. She wasn't lying. She was just tweaking the truth. That's all. And by the way, she's back, Luann is back to dating her ex-boyfriend. Now, he's her cabaret talent manager. I don't know how old he is, but they look really good together, and they say his name is Rich Super. Well, look. So her next show is in Wisconsin. Yeah, she goes to these places, Rich Super. I guess they stay in the same room. They have a good time. You know, she's in love or loves him or whatever. She still looks really terrific. And inspiring is necessary in the quote. She just tweaked the truth. She didn't lie.
Right.
When does that show come to New York? I've been asking you, please.
It comes to Montclair, New Jersey, I think.
Oh.
Sometime in January, I believe.
Oh, no, I'm busy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no. That's the thick of winter.
Oh.
I gotta cross over the water to get there. I don't live in Jersey anymore. You know, it's cold. So Ben Affleck is looking for love online. Well, people in the morning meeting, they were very surprised that he goes in and out of looking great. Now, to me, this is a good-looking Ben. Not quite the Jennifer Lopez Ben, but definitely not the Jennifer Garner Ben. Oh, there we go. He can look for love on my line. Look. Yes, Ben. Here's the thing. He reportedly is joining this elite dating app called Raya. Don't get any smart ideas. They will vet you out. Look, it's very exclusive. It's very high-end. You have to have a certain amount of M's in the bank. And it's for people in the creative industries. No, not okay. Like, I don't want him to date another actress. I don't want him to date a director or something like that, a creative person. I want him to date somebody who's, you know, the cardiologist, the law professor, the doctor, something like that. I just feel like two creative people together, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just in my mind, two creative people together are always disgusted because one's doing better than the other in the same industry, or they know so many people alike, and I don't know. And I'm not surprised that he joined a dating app because, you know, I would join a dating app. I don't belong to a dating app. I haven't had to go there because my dance card is full. But yeah. You know, with people that I've met in real life and that I like, but I'm more of a communicator. I'm very, very old school like that. Like when we sit and we talk with each other, I do this. I do this for real. So for me, as a communicator, like I think that was the first time in the whole 11 years.
Oh, yes, it is. I'm shocked.
Deb, did you catch that?
Got it.
Perfect. But look, like I do this for real. I come from a family of communicators. You know, we didn't spend a whole lot of time watching TV and stuff. We read books and had conversations and things like that. And there's certain things about human contact that to me will never change. Like there's too much texting, too much emailing, not enough conversation, not enough eye contact. People are scared of one another and it's just corny, you know? And I'm not saying I have a whole lot of boyfriends, but I'm saying that I'm happy with who I meet in person. But I don't see anything wrong with online dating. I'm not discounting that. For those of you who don't have time to meet people in person or you don't have your lip balm and your eyes aren't done right and you can't look at guys in the eye, then do online dating. But don't get creepy with it. You have got to have your fishing rod cast in many ponds, like I always tell you, before you find your Mr. Right. So anyway, good luck to single people, good luck to Ben, and we've got more great show for you. Up next, our hot talk. I'm comfortable with you, so I apologize. Up next, our hot talk panel is here to break down the biggest stories of the week. Ow. So grab a snack and come on back. Ow. Good to see all. Welcome. Okay, hi. It's time for another edition of Hot Talk. I love this. Joining me today from PopGoesTheWeek.com is our old friend Brian Baltazar. And from Juicy Scoop Podcast, give it up for Heather McDonald. Welcome back, Heather. And for the first time on our show from Morning Express on HLN, please welcome Melissa Knowles. Nice to have you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Such a pleasure to be here.
By the way, no relation to Melissa. Anyway, all right, so look, Dennis Quaid, we talked about this in Hot Topics yesterday, but I wanted to talk further with my panel. He's 65 years old and he recently got engaged to a 26-year-old graduate student. She's studying for her doctorate. Heather, is a 39-year age gap too much?
I think it really is, especially for a lifetime. I think they can still have a few fun years, but when he's 80 and she's 39, still ready to rip it, it's not gonna be so fun having to push the wheelchair to the club. It's just not.
Ryan, he's got two 11-year-old twins.
Oh my, well,
another child only 1 year younger than her.
Right, he can legally get Medicare, she can legally buy beer. It's a lot, it's a big difference. But what are they really talking about? They don't share the same music tastes. I'm glad she can rent a car because soon they won't want him driving one. I mean, they don't have much to talk about.
Melissa, what do you think?
Okay, so I guess I'm on the other side here because I have some life experience.
Oh, well, now do tell. Now, who are you?
Well, between husbands, because I'm on my second one now, very happily so. I dated a man who was more than 20 years my senior, and...
Whoa. 45 and 65 is one thing.
Okay.
40 and 20 is another thing. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay, and how old is your husband now?
40.
Oh, well, no, that's not the
No, but this is between husbands. This is when I was dating and seeing what else was out there. And while I was seeing what else was out there, he and I did have something in common. We both helped with the same nonprofit. That's how we met. And when a man is that much older, he had never been married before, which was kind of a red flag. But he'd never been married
my father
before.
always says that.
He didn't have any children, and he knew how to wine and dine me. The only issue was on that second day. But when a man is that much farther along in his life and his career, I mean, he has the ability to introduce you to new things, so those can become your common interests. But the problem was, second date, he was already trying to call me wifey material, and I was like, I'm just trying to date.
But I think that's what it is. 20 years is okay. And I think they could have chemistry, and I think Catherine McPhee and David Foster have the music going. I think there's a love now. I'm just talking about, like, if it was my daughter, I'd be thinking about 30 years from now or 20 years from now, it's gonna be difficult. So have a good prenup, have your baby right now, because
right away.
You can't wait too long.
And he has kids already that are older than her.
Yes.
So they're calling her mom, and she's younger than her.
No. But he's got twins that are 11 years old.
Right.
Now, see, if I'm 26 and I'm dating a 65-year-old man, I don't want anything to do with your kids. Not the one my age. I don't care about these 11 years. Like, I'm 26 years old.
Yes.
And so, you have to think about things like that. When the kids come for a weekend at his house, she's got to be bothered with that? No, and I don't think that's selfish. I just think this is not a match made in heaven because their 39-year age difference is just too much for me to process. She's 26 and he's 65, and his kids are all grown. I'm sorry. Just a lot. Anyway, so our next story is about Megyn Kelly. And Kelly, you remember Megyn Kelly was on TV for the first time since, she had that talk show that nobody liked. but she got paid more than all of us in the room for doing it. That's white privilege. And then the show, I have a sting on that. Did the show even last a season, Joelle?
One season.
One season.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was canceled for defending blackface costumes. Or was on she wasn't canceled for that. She was canceled because nobody was watching. But one of the many things that she did that people didn't like about her, because she was unfriendly and unlikable on daytime TV. But one of the things she did was she defended blackface costumes. Melissa, it's been a year since she was canceled.
Right.
Is it too early for her to come back?
I don't think it's about the amount of time that has passed. I think
do.
it's about the lesson. I mean, but did she learn her lesson? Is she apologetic? Is she genuine? When she gave her apology, what bothered me the most it was more of a, I'm sorry if I offended you. Not, I'm sorry because this is wrong and I've learned my lesson. That's my issue. So it's not about, it's only been a year. It's like, well, if she came back in 6 years and she still hadn't learned her lesson, I'm not trying to hear her.
I think a year after being canceled is too soon to come back in the name of Kathy Griffin. Kathy waited 2 years. It's just too soon, especially to come back after something so offensive to so many people.
And when we were talking about that, I mean, I love Kathy. She's an inspiration to me. I'm a stand-up comic. But I'm sick of the boo-hoo. I don't have a network show. Well, neither do I. But I still make a great living, and so do 99% of the other comedians, whether they're gay, white, straight, black, male. Like, you go out and make your money, and you put on a good show, and people will come to see you. And that's all that matters.
Wow, Heather. I didn't expect that from you. No, wait, let me just ask her to stop focusing on Kathy. And focus on
Megyn. Well, for Megyn, too, I feel like, no, if I was a network executive, I would not give this woman another TV show. But what's great about today is that if she wants to work or have her voice, she can do it on YouTube. She can have a podcast. She can do another streaming.
She got $15 million for her first show. For her first season.
I think it's killing her that the only Megyn Kelly making a comeback. I think the only Megyn Kelly making a comeback right now is Charlize Theron, because she's playing Megyn Kelly, and she looks even better.
In the movie,
It's gotta be killing her that, Charlize Theron is getting all the good Megyn Kelly press, and Megyn Kelly can't escape Megyn Kelly. You can come back as often as you want, but do people want you back? That's for the audience to decide, right? I don't know.
Anyway, so the next story, everybody, is there's a college in Indiana, and it made students wear boxes over their head during an exam to prevent cheating. Personally speaking, I think that this is brilliant. Brian, before I come to you, let me take a post from my co-host. Have you ever, co-host, clap if you have, cheated in school?
Yes. Has it? Oh, really?
It was 100% unanimous, not just in our meeting and from me, but everybody else, and all out in the halls, the crew, Suzanne, everybody's cheated. I think it's brilliant to make them wear boxes, but Brian, they had the kids, if they wanted to, bring their own boxes.
Right?
And if you're an expert cheater, you know how to write real small, right here on your box, and cheat. Remember all the cheating up your arms
and
and
the calculator.
hands? Please, papers up here.
That's what I hear.
Come on.
Well, I think when they found out Lori Loughlin was the proctor, they were like, let's put some boxes
Good one.
on
Good
these
one,
people's
Heather.
heads.
Good one, Heather. I think that this is a great idea. Melissa, what do you think? You don't look like you've ever cheated.
No, she does. Hey. Both of my parents are attorneys, and so I will not admit to anything unless my attorney is present.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea, though, to keep people from cheating. Here's my problem, though. If you don't get to pick your own box and someone gives you a box to put over your head, was raw meat in this box before you put it on my head? What was in here? I'm gonna have to talk about that.
And what's the impact on your hair afterwards,
part,
right?
I want to look cute while I'm taking my test.
I feel like when we went to school as kids, stuff like this happened all the time, but no one found out about it.
No.
I think we all have one of those crazy stories like, can you believe they made us do that? I think this is kind of brilliant. I think
the box thing is brilliant. Okay, we're not going anywhere with our Hot Talk panel. Up next, some of you had a problem with me taking my son Kev to the strip club. We're gonna talk about that next. Keep it here. I do Hot Topics, but I was a Hot Topic last week. I happen to have mentioned about my time in LA when I received my Hollywood Star of the Walk of Fame. And I told you guys, and I told you that I brought my son to the strip club, and I admitted that this is not the mother that I thought that I would be. Kevin is only 19 years old, and he's a sophomore in college, and that normally is something that a father does with the son if the boy wants to go. My son asked me about this like 3 months ago. I was like, are you kidding me? Do you read the headlines? Do you know how crazy I will look? As if your father hasn't made us look crazy enough. So I didn't do it. But while we were out in Hollywood and I got the star and I was with my nephew who's 25, my son who's 19, and I was just feeling it. And you know, I was invited to the strip club, and I asked my son and my nephew, do you want to go? And they said, yeah. So I grabbed my manager, Bernie, and you know, James, the security guard and whatnot, and we went to the strip club. I didn't have ones. They gave us strip clubs. My son and nephew hadn't been before, didn't know how to make it rain. They were just dropping ones. And so, look, they bought the platter over. It's money that you know, give back into the club. You don't take it home.
Right.
And I was like, look, boys, here's how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. And, you know, I'm showing them how to do it. We were there for no more than a half hour or 45 minutes, then we left. The boy, they had their experience. I took him, not his father. Okay, Heather, judge. Go ahead, judge.
So my son is gonna be 17 in a few days.
Yeah.
And now I am someone that I've been at a strip club twice in my whole life, so it's not really my thing. But I think what you did was fine. And I think more moms of boys need to take the sexuality talk on us a little bit. I think the future of men will be better as far as date rape and things like that if we explain to them what it does to a woman when they're not respected.
Yeah.
And women who work in the strip club, they are entertainers. So by you going and showing them how to respect a woman and
spank her in the butt and drop money on her?
But not be cheap. Not be cheap.
Give money and also not be overly grabby and everything, which is the rules of it. I think that is fine. And I think it's probably better that you as the mom was this first experience so that he could see that
I didn't even feel
okay.
weird. I was surprised. I didn't even feel weird.
And also, I bet the girls were like beyond excited to see you
They
walk
were.
in.
They
So,
were
like,
calling
make
me
their
Miss
night.
Wendy and apologizing for having to dance on me.
Oh my God.
Miss Wendy, I'm, you know, a teacher. and I've got one child. I'm like, turn around. Just come on. Come on. Ryan.
I mean, for me personally, I'd rather have my mother perform open heart surgery on me than go to a strip club.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about the relationship you have between the two of you.
Yeah.
He wanted you to go. It's not like you forced yourself upon him. So I think that it's all good. If anyone's going to show you how not to be cheap to the ladies, it's Wendy Williams, right?
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, here goes Melissa. She's brand new to the show, and she's got the judgment face. Go ahead,
Well,
Melissa.
then let me go on ahead and break it down.
Okay.
I respect you wanting to do that. I don't get to choose how you cultivate your personal relationship
Would you
with
take
your
your
son.
son?
Beckham is not going to a strip club with mommy. Now, will I go? Yes. But I want to be able to take my... I don't... Oh, there he is.
Oh my God.
That's my son.
Cute.
Now, he's one. Obviously, we're not going to a strip club.
Yeah.
Cute.
We're going to see some puppets or something or Sesame
Yeah, right.
Street. However, I could not imagine doing that. Teaching my son to respect women at home is what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
I mean, I don't disagree with what you do. I'm not judging what you do, but for me, I could never do that.
I don't do that, but I let my kids watch Family Guy, and probably people would have a problem with that. But I want them to cultivate a great sense of humor, so I'm okay, because that show is freaking hysterical.
Oh my, wait, so you're gonna be like, go ahead, twerk something.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, are you paying for lap dances too?
No, I'm not paying for lap dances,
okay.
but I'm saying I appreciate like how everybody has their own thing. Someone would think that was very inappropriate for me as a parent, but for me in the comedy business, I'm okay with that. And you know, and I'm okay with Wendy taking her son.
Well, I never in my life thought that I'd be okay and be that kind of mother. Just so you know, Melissa, I have very conservative values regarding being a mother. But due to the circumstances of my recent life, I do a lot of things that I never thought that I would do. Not my fault.
Yeah. You're stepping outside your comfort zone for your son. Again, how you cultivate your personal relationships is how you do it. And I think it's beautiful that you have a wonderful
I want you back, Melissa.
Oh, I want to tell
Brian, you're a regular. Heather, I'll see you again soon, too. For my panelist information, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, Ask Wendy. Don't go far. All right, it's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy?
Good, who are you?
I'm Shannon.
Where are you from?
Toronto.
I like your eyes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So how can I help you with?
So I've been living with my cousin for the past year or so.
Okay.
She's been single and dating.
Is this your real cousin or play cousin?
Real cousin.
All right.
Yeah, single and dating. This particular guy she's been bringing home and introduced each other. We said hi, but we hooked up 6 months ago. Yeah.
How long has she been dating him?
Well, for the past 6 months, but I think it's getting serious.
So she's been dating him for 6 months?
Yes.
And you hooked up with him 6 months ago?
Like prior to that.
Oh, prior to that?
Yeah.
How much prior?
Maybe like a year.
Okay, Shannon, you have to, this is only a 1 hour show. Dear, come on. All right,
Okay, so-
how did you meet him to hook up with him?
Through a mutual friend.
Okay, and you hooked up one time or a few times?
A couple times.
Okay.
Yes.
Did he remember you when your cousin?
He
okay,
did.
now how did your cousin meet him?
I actually don't even know how she met him, to be honest with you. But
How long have you lived with your cousin?
For the past year.
Okay, and you don't talk about this?
Well, because she's really private, and at the same time, when she's dating someone, if they're not serious, she doesn't really bring them around.
Okay, so what's your question to me?
Should I tell her? Or
Yes.
I should?
Tell her now, because you didn't, wait, no, hold on. Because you didn't poach on him behind her back. You were already with him. And what you didn't do is, and that's your blood cousin?
Blood cousin.
You should have told her on the first date, you know, I know this guy. Because not only is she your cousin, but she's also your roommate.
Yeah.
So you could be homeless and cousinless at the same time. As soon as this show is done, you gotta fly back to Toronto and have a sit down with her. She might be mad at you, but he didn't cheat on you with her.
No.
But this is too messy.
Okay.
There's other men in Toronto.
That's true.
All right, take care. You're freezing. We'll be right back with Wendy, What's Good? Wendy, What's Good? Our first comment comes from Jazzy Bell. Jazzy says, Wendy, what's good? I tried to make it to your Hollywood star reveal, but unfortunately I got there too late. I went the next day with a bottle of Windex and paper towels because I'm making sure that your star stays clean and shines bright. Congratulations, Wendy. You're familiar with Jazzy Bell. You know, she's got a podcast, Women in Hip Hop. She's been here on the show. Thank you, Jazzy. So funny. Thank you. Our next Wendy What's Good comment comes from Karen. She says, Wendy, what's good? On Monday in Hot Topics, you talked about Lady Gaga falling off the stage while performing in Las Vegas, but you didn't put her into your legendary Fall of Shame. Why? I know, I said that after the show. Why? So let's just do it now. Let's induct Lady Gaga into our Fall of Shame. There you go. Our final Wendy What's Good comes from Brittany, and she says, Wendy, what's good? Thank you so much for sending me your pink poof for my 30th birthday. I had a blast and all eyes were on me. I took a lot of photos and even twerked in the club in the poof. Oh my gosh, Brittany. Okay. She says, Wendy, thanks for making my birthday extra special. See, the thing, you're welcome, Brittany. The thing about the pink poof, remember, I love my poof. I miss it very much, but I wanted to share it because some of you can't stand it. But those of you who like it, if you would like to wear the poof for your next event, it is a showstopper. It's not for the faint of heart. Go to wendyshow.com. Brittany has already sent it back. So now is your chance to be the next one with my poof. We've invented a new segment called Poof, There It Is. And we'll be right back. Flashback. Let's meet our player. What's your name? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Hi, my name is Jody. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a fashion PR. How you doing?
How you doing? And you know, I'm a sucker for houndstooth.
Ah,
love it. All right, doesn't mean you're gonna win though.
Okay.
All right, this is Star Flashback. Let's see this picture, and you have to tell me who these people are. Don't help her. This is so easy.
Can I get a hint?
No.
No hint?
Nope.
Come on. Oh
They're all black.
Is it Destiny Child?
Yes! Destiny's Child. You're going home with a 60-minute massage from Haven Spa. We'll be right back. Nice job. I want to thank my guests today. I had a whole bunch of fun. I want to thank my co-host right here in New York City. People are from Pakistan, Israel, Italy, Jersey, Brooklyn, Toronto. You're gonna be homeless by the time you get back there. You're gonna talk to your homegirl, your cousin. On Monday, as usual, a full hour of Hot Topics plus Trendy at Wendy. I'll study my Hot Topics for you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.
Nice.